Hello, everyone. This is Spittin' Fire. I'm your girl, Ray Jackson, bringing to you another one. Okay, so someone sent me this. I'm quite sure a lot of people got it in the email as well because it was in a group email. But this lady, the attorney of Harvey Weinstein, is what I've been advocating for over a year. She is telling the truth. There are many people thinking that they don't have to say allege or they don't have to say he's not guilty because he was sentenced and found guilty of a couple charges. But we have forgotten the injustices into which he suffered too because of the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement has taken over. I repeat, as I mentioned it before in a video I just did, not too long ago, a couple days ago rather, has taken over our court system, has made the judges go against the oath into which they have sworn. And then we have people out here believing it, doing videos, speaking out in public and everything else. And I was watching someone's video or whatever, and I was just shaking my head. Because if we advocate for injustice, we have to know that people are found guilty even if it's unjust. Even if it's unjust, it doesn't mean justice was served. Justice is not served when the law went against its own law. I mean, when democracy has not been held up, when the due process hasn't been done, when 2 times a jury come back hung and the judge make them go back again and they're in distress, that is not justice. And a lot of people thought because we compared Harvey Weinstein to R. Kelly or Bill Cosby or anything else that we wanted Weinstein to go to jail. We didn't. We did not. And this woman has said everything Spittin' Fire been saying to you for over a year. Everything. And we have become a society to where we have become prey and followers of these movements. They have taken over the court system. So men don't have any rights anymore. They have none. And then they say, oh, well, that's just a small percentage of women who lie on men. One man go to prison for something he didn't do is too many. Too many. I don't understand why we got away from that. I don't understand. I don't understand. The jury was hung. They were in distress when they made their ruling. The judge sent them back twice. And Donna Rutuno, I am with you 100%, woman. 100%. And those of you who may not like it, I'm not advocating against women. I'm not advocating against women's rights. But what I am advocating for is men's rights. And what I am advocating for is justice. The right way. You don't just go by your word because you a woman and you said so. What? This is not how democracy works. This is not how it's supposed to work. This is not how it works. But it's happening. And we're in trouble. So you need to take a look at this interview, and it doesn't belong to Spittin' Fire. This interview does not belong to Spittin' Fire. And I will show a little bit of the interview because I don't want to take somebody else's work. But I will show you just a few minutes of it, and then you will decide because of what it is. See, we come a society that people don't have to take accountability. I said that all the time. All the time. Harvey Weinstein's accusers, R. Kelly's, Bill Cosby's, Russell Simmons, everyone has to take accountability. We do need to have some evidence. We do. We can't go by word for word. You the woman, so we're going to believe you. What? This, we, okay. So for those of you who think I am wrong, look at your brother, look at your sons, look at your nephews, look at your uncles, look at your dad, look at your grandpa, look at your friend that's a male. And imagine a woman saying that they raped them and you know that they're not that type of man, or you believe to know that they're not that type of man, and she said they did, and he hadn't seen her in 30 and 40 years. Until it happened to us, that's when it's going to be a problem. See, what y'all fail to understand is this is going to be a new problem. Not just for men, but it's going to be a problem for women. See, women are fickle. See, when their sons and their husbands and their brothers and their uncles and their grandfathers are going to be subjected to this right here that's happening with this Me Too movement, then we're going to see another march happening to protect men. But they're the ones who started the shit. They're the ones who started. Until a lot of it being coming overcrowded, it's going to be a problem. But take a look at this video right here, this clip of Harvey Weinstein's attorney. Okay, and this was like a day or so before his sentencing. And let's just take a look at this. And I'm telling you, this here is not the way, because the reason why I say it's not the way it's supposed to be, we have to protect everyone. A woman predator don't go through all this either. But again, let me just forget all that. Let me give you a few minutes of this clip. I will put the link in the description below. You can watch the whole video. Take a look at this.
How do you reflect on that now?
You know, when you walk into a courtroom, whether you're a defense attorney, whether you're a defendant, whether you're a prosecutor or a witness, everyone has a role and a job that they have to play and do. And, you know, when the women make allegations in this case, part of making allegations is that your stories are challenged. That's what the American justice system looks like. You make a claim. The defendant has a right to something that we call the Sixth Amendment right to confront your accusers, and you can ask questions to do that. You know, the people that criticized me, I don't think they really think about the big picture, and I don't understand what they were hoping for. Were they hoping that we would let people walk into a courtroom, tell their stories, and not be asked any questions? It doesn't make any sense. That's not how a court procedure works.
The trial obviously had little forensic evidence.
It had zero forensic evidence.
So it was down to the testimony of these women, and ultimately that was accepted by the jury. Do you accept that things are changing in the way these kinds of cases are tried?
If this becomes a pattern or a model for the way juries decide cases, I think every single person who finds themselves charged with a crime should be concerned.
That's right.
Because if we are finding people guilty where there are mountains of doubt and very little evidence, if any at all,
That's
I think
right.
we need to question what the justice system looks like.
But when you have sexual assault cases, the idea of a woman coming to police with a test tube of evidence just isn't realistic, is it?
Well, that's not true. That's not true. It's not about realistic. No, but the question is, do you have to believe someone just because they make a statement? There is a history of cases where women don't tell the truth. So to say that now we should just believe women just because they make a claim without any evidence to back it up, and actually evidence to the contrary, I think that we have to be concerned about what these verdicts look like.
But false rape accusations are a tiny percentage of overall rape accusations, and you're speaking as though it's the overwhelming majority.
I'm not speaking as it's the overwhelming majority. You are speaking as if because someone makes a claim, it should be gospel. We have a system of justice in the United States that says you are innocent until proven guilty.
Speak it!
I'm sure I don't need to remind you of the headlines that have been written about you. What kind of woman defends Harvey Weinstein? There's a special place in hell for Weinstein's lawyer. The Me Too movement has a very loud voice. Has their case and their argument ever made you feel like you're a traitor to your gender?
Not at all. I have
Not
a
at
job
all.
to do. I believe in the system of justice that we live under in the United States. I think that we have to fight hard to preserve people's rights, and I'll continue to do that.
Are you confident that you're on the right side of history here?
who decides what that is. I think that'll happen. I think that determination will happen long down the road, maybe long after I'm gone. If you're looking at it through a moral lens, everyone's guilty. But that's not what we do in a criminal justice system. That's not how it works.
These women were guilty.
They were guilty of a lot of things. They were guilty of using Harvey Weinstein. They were guilty of asking Harvey Weinstein to do things, making him believe that they wanted to be with him, that they wanted to spend time with him. And then get up on a witness stand and call him disgusting, sending him letters saying, miss you, big guy, sending letters saying, love you lots.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that okay? How are we as a society saying, men all bad, women all good, when we look at that evidence? How do we reconcile that?
Did that behavior warrant sexual assault?
We're talking about two different things. You're asking me if the women were guilty. I'm telling you that they were guilty of certain things. No behavior warrants sexual assault. None.
None.
The question here is whether sexual assault took place given everything else we know.
And
That's
you
the
believe
question.
it did not?
Absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Coming forward cannot be an easy decision. It brings intimidation, it brings intense scrutiny, it can ruin a career. Surely a woman's not going to do that unless she's telling the truth.
I think that that's probably one of the most ridiculous statements I've ever heard.
That's
There are
right.
so many reasons people lie. People lie on a regular basis, whether we're talking about sexual assault, whether we're talking about whether or not they made a phone call, whether or not they showed up at work on time. People lie.
That's
we live in
right.
a society of people who lie. So to say that we should only question people in every other aspect of life, but we should never question them about sexual assault.
You've seen these women up close. They
Sure.
didn't look like they were having a good time in court.
No, of course not. Going to court is not a good time for anyone. It wasn't a good time for Harvey. It's not a good time for them. Being in a courtroom is never a pleasant experience. Of course not. It's not a pleasant experience for anyone.
So why would they put themselves through that if they're not telling the truth and seeking justice?
Let's see what happens after this sentencing tomorrow, and we'll see how many people file lawsuits against Harvey Weinstein.
Speak it, girl.
Is it such a radical position to believe women? To have that as the foundation?
It
in
is
these
not a
cases?
radical position to believe people on the surface level about anything.
Woo!
That's not
On
a
the
radical
surface
position.
level.
But to
That
say
girl
that you
talk
should
like
believe
me.
a statement that someone makes without
You see, your girl was right. Spittin' Fire was right. I got to give myself a pat on the motherfucking back. She said everything I said for a year and used my word surface level up in there. Didn't I tell y'all don't be a surface level motherfucking thinker? Didn't I tell y'all that? I've been screaming that shit for over a year. We don't do like this. We don't do this. People sitting up there doing commentary on Harvey Weinstein like he was guilty because some bitches said so. Are you crazy? With that kind of money, a whole lot of motherfucking hoes will fall. Why go through all of that? Come on. These victims are in the way. That's all I can say. Real victims are in the way of the truth because they're biased. They're in the way of the truth because they're biased. They don't mean to be, but they are. While these false victims are doing and getting all the profit. And they want them to get the profit because of what happened to them. Somebody should get it because mine is too broke. I can't get it. Whew. Oh. The full link is in the description below. Thank y'all for listening to Spittin' Fire.